review in absolutely ages, so today I thought I would speak about my favourite book of the year so far. The book is called All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, or Doerr, or Doerr. I'm not really sure how to say it, I'm sorry if I've said it wrong. This is the first book that I've properly lost sleep over in quite a while. I used to stay up till 4 AM reading like all the time when I was in high school, but since being in university and having work and everything, that's been really difficult. This book, however, I almost literally couldn't put it down. Basically the way I picked it was I was in a local bookstore quite a few months ago and I found this really cool illustrated atlas of Tolkien, and I had to buy it because it's hardback and it's just really awesome. And as I was holding it, I realized that the only books I've bought in like the last 6 months have been either fantasy, fairy tale or manga books. Which there's nothing wrong with, but I figured I should probably try and grab something a little bit more literary as well. I literally turned around and saw this, which of course has the big Pulitzer Prize for Fiction sticker right on the front. And I picked it up and I ummed and ahed about it because it is a war book, and I kind of have this thing where I don't really like reading war books until I read them and then they're great, and I don't know. Checking out Goodreads quickly on my phone, I figured it might be good to check out. So I grabbed this one as well, and oh my god, I was not disappointed. This book is friggin' amazing. It's so good. It was so beautifully written. It reminded me a lot of Atonement actually, which might have been to do with the content of the book, because Atonement is also a war book, but the writing style I thought was quite similar as well. The imagery used by the author in the book of beautiful pre-World War II Paris and rural Germany compared with like war-torn St. Malo and almost the dystopian evilness of the Nazi regime was just amazing. There's violence weaved really well and really appropriately in with the book. Because it is a war book, naturally there's going to be a lot of horrible stuff that happens, but it didn't deter from the beauty and the literary prowess of the overall book. So yeah, basically, Pulitzer Prize people, they know what they're talking about, and now I'm gonna go seek out every Pulitzer Prize winning book ever and read it and probably adore it. So I'm not gonna spoil anything, I don't want to in any way inhibit someone else's enjoyment of this book, but a brief synopsis of the book is that it follows two central characters whose stories are really quite separate. A girl who is blind, she's very young, she was born in Paris and she has a single father. And her name is Marie Laure or Marie Laure, I'm not really sure. And then the other character is Werner or Werner. He is an orphan in rural Germany in a mining town. He lives with his sister Jutta at a orphanage. Now one of the similarities of both of the children at the beginning of the book is they both have this really kind of innocent thirst for knowledge in spite of the things that hold them back. So for Marie Laure, it's the fact that she's blind. Her father builds all of these little houses and puts them in a big sort of diagram thing for her in the house so she can like with her hands work out how to get home from the museum where he works or from the shop or wherever they're going. The thing that kind of holds Werner back is the fact that he lives in a very poor town, and he's kind of destined to go into the mines as everyone has done before him, even though he's quite intelligent and is super interested in radios and learning about things. He especially doesn't want to go into the mines because that's where his father died. Even though the characters are separated and the story is very fragmented, it's not in chronological time, so it flips in and out of the parts of the story and goes back in time and goes forward in time, and you see all the bits all cut up and the chapters are quite small. Everything fits together really well. Both Marie Laure and Werner's stories complement each other really well. The themes are consistent. A massive theme is obviously the seeking of knowledge. Light is a big one, which you can kind of tell in the title, All the Light We Cannot See. Radios are also a consistent sort of symbol, as rather a symbol of knowledge or education. Another overall theme of the book is the sort of beauty of peace, or the innocence of knowledge and seeking education and how important it is. Another very obvious theme is war and violence, and that's in the book as well, but it's not like the key feature. It's more focused on the characterization of both of the central characters. Basically, the story intertwines both the central characters as they grow. So at the beginning, Marie-Laure just follows her father to work. He is a keeper of keys and key maker for the Natural History Museum in Paris, which is really, really cool to have seen the descriptions of and all the imagery for, because I'd love to go to Paris one day. And then Werner is slowly learning how to use radios and how to make radios, with all the things that he can find. So their stories are really wonderfully intertwined around each other until the climax of the novel. It is a super fantastic book, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who, well, loves reading, as well as anyone interested in history, especially European history, literary or more academic fiction. I wouldn't say it's dense necessarily, there's just a lot of themes and techniques in it, which is something that I really, really love when I'm reading. But yeah, that's everything from me today. I hope you have a lovely day, and goodbye.